Yo YouTube, I'm C-Preds or Chris, and in this video, I'm going to be breaking down why guys like Bad Boy Beeman and Headband are actually taking advantage of you, the viewers, and they are not giving you the full picture. And not only that, but they are being dishonest in a way that only benefits themselves and actually harms the average Warzone player, as well as the content creators who, quite frankly, they give us entertainment. They're very skilled at the game, and they help us set things like the meta and different strategies to use to get better. They actually help all of us get better, believe it or not. Even if the consensus seems to be that they're all conspiracy theorists working together to ruin your game so that the average gamer can't pop off, I'm going to show you why that's actually not the case and what is wrong with these hacking videos. So I'm going to break it down, guys, into 3 steps. Before I do so, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. I don't need you to do any of that. I'm okay if people just watch this video. But if you'd like to do that, I'd appreciate it. More than anything, though, if you could join me on Twitch, twitch.tv/cpreds, put the link in the description. I would love that, man. I'd greatly appreciate it. Anyway, let's get into the video. All right, guys. So the 3 reasons that I know for a fact that streamers are not cheating. The first one, there's usually context absent from the clip. That means that even without watching the clip myself, I can tell that something has been trimmed to manipulate it to appear like it's cheating, such as UAV, a previous interaction, or some sort of comm from someone before. They're usually trimmed in weird spots. Like, if I'm being honest, guys, they're trimmed in a spot where if I was trimming like a highlight clip and maybe there was some stuff going on that like wasn't actually the action, that I would clip. The problem is that everything is not a highlight. Like, there's stuff going on that helps these players, these great players, hit these clips, guys. You need to understand that. That's the first thing. The second thing is that the game sense that these guys have is not good and it's not properly accounted for. Headband has said something like, hey, I'm a 2 KD player. I've seen Headband's gameplay, and he's not terrible, but he does a lot of sniping from what I've seen on his YouTube channel. And nothing against sniping. I love sniping. Sometimes I love just sitting back and sniping. But I didn't see in his gameplay where he's trying to actively get better at the game and where he's pushing multiple scenarios so that he would understand how this works. And oftentimes there are things that he and Bad Boy Beeman say, Bad Boy Beeman more than Headband, that I just don't think accounts for all the scenarios that could be there. And therefore it's not a fair argument. 3, console players don't realize how things work on PC. They don't understand field of view. They don't understand all the settings that you have on PC so that you can see things properly, so that you can get aim assist, and how good recoil control works. Okay, a lot of console players just don't understand it, and even some PC players don't understand it. And in fact, one of the things that consistently astounds me is that a lot of people don't know the difference between a PC player and a controller PC player. A lot of people just call anybody that uses keyboard and mouse PC players, and that's not the case. So we're going to break down everything and get into it by looking at specific clips so I can show you exactly what I mean. At the end of the video, I'm going to summarize why I think these guys even need to make these videos and what they ultimately gain out of it, and how it hurts the community. Okay, so let's get into some clips here. Guys, the first thing that we're going to watch is a recent video because I want to address recent things. This is Headband saying MuTex wall hacking confirmed. Aimbot wall hack cheater spectates MuTex Warzone gameplay with hacks on. First of all, there's a lot going on in that title, a lot to break down. It seems as though Headband has accused MuTex of seemingly everything with no evidence. So I'm going to just stop it at certain points and explain why what they're saying actually is not at all accurate and why it's a bad argument. Let's get into it.
How that's happening. Let's go.
All right. So my buddy sent me a clip saying he had MuTex cheating and he doesn't know how to edit it or put it on.
Okay, first of all, let's just break this down. This is not MuTex cheating. This is a cheater spectating MuTex. Already, this makes no sense because let's just get into it.
YouTube, so I'm putting it up for him. So you're about to watch MuTex cheating. 360 to look at everybody.
Okay. 360 to look at everybody. I don't see anybody over here, although the filters that this guy is using are so bad. Maybe that's why he's cheating, guys, because look at what filters this guy is using. I wonder sometimes, guys, players are allowed to move around to look for where someone is. Do you guys not do that? I don't understand. You should always be scanning to look for the next target. The fact that MuTex looks around so often in this just means that he's looking for someone to fight. It doesn't mean that he's looking at people, guys. He's looking where he knows someone will be. If you look, it's kind of blurry, so you can't really see it. See where my cursor is up here? Maybe he's looking at the tower. Maybe he's looking over here. People hide in these crates. Guys, this is just an easy way to scan for where people are.
He's going to look at Moody right now. Straight at Hussar.
Okay. There is no possible way that you can prove that MuTex is looking at those players. Who's to say he's not looking around? Guys, the problem with saying that someone's cheating, just off the fact that you're a cheater is spectating, is that there are so many players around on the map that he could be looking at someone constantly. This is just a poor argument. It's just a poor argument. Like, I'm ashamed of this argument. This is not a good argument at all. He's not even aiming at anyone through a wall. He's just looking around for where people are.
He's going to look at Waffle right there. And this Bohm guy is going to look at 4 times. 1. Bohm's moving. 2. While moving. 3. Still moving. 4. Dead on him. Still moving. I think he noticed what he was doing.
Okay. No, this is what he's doing. Let me tell you. This buy station is in the open, and a lot of times people camp on buildings around here. I anticipate that MuTex is just looking around to make sure that the buy is safe. Because sometimes when a buy is unused, and I'm guessing this is solos based on the fact that this cheater that has the wall hacks, there's only one person everywhere, and also the count up here, there's no teams. Yeah, there's no teams. So as a result, a lot of people camp in solos. So he's just waiting to make sure he can use the buy, and he's looking around. A lot of players, myself included at times, we just rush into situations assuming it's okay, and then we get shot, and we wonder why we get shot. Right? It's because we don't check the area, but pros always do.
In there though, because he twitched at the end, but I'd like to see him make an excuse for that. So he's going to grab a UAV because, you know, he totally needs one, except he knows where everybody's at.
Okay, guys, and this is the problem when you're critiquing someone and you have this argument for hacking. Like, this is clearly just a bunch of crap. And this guy isn't even presenting it in like a professional way. Like, if you're going to do this, at least be respectful. Like, look what he's about to say.
Great movement. Great movement.
Well, I actually think that was because I think he was peeking this in case someone's on top of this building. A lot of people actually camp on this building in solos. I thought he was peeking that. And if he fell, he fell. There's no reason to say great movement when he does have great movement, and he's definitely put hours into the game. There are no cheats for movement, man. So this is just an unnecessary comment. And I'm hoping that this person who made this video is okay and doesn't need some sort of help or something, because this is just sad for me to see this person have such a pessimistic view on the game and themselves and MuTex, and I actually feel bad.
Yeah, act like there's somebody there.
Because you have to peek that spot. There is someone that camps there quite often. Like, almost always there's someone there. And this actually leads into number 2 that I said, guys, which is that a lot of these guys accusing someone of cheating don't understand the map or the game. If you've played even a few games of Warzone, you know that people are going to camp on high buildings and points. And if you're not scanning it, you're not a very good player. I'm just going to be honest. Like, I don't think that I can say that any other way. Where even if you're not a good player and you're just playing for fun, so be it. But don't accuse people of cheating. Like, they're just scanning where things are, guys.
Shit movement, bad acting.
I'll let it slide, but I shouldn't.
Over here and kill this guy with his silent aim on the ground. Da-da-da-da-da.
Okay, so he calls this silent aim. I think almost everybody knows that when you're spectating someone, the shots don't line up with the latency that you have. I think that's what it actually is. I don't know the exact terms here. It doesn't match up, okay? I've spectated buddies who, they're missing every bullet on my screen, but they're breaking armor and downing the dude. I know that my buddies don't cheat. I've literally seen their setup, and this happens to them. And I thought this was common knowledge. but it might not be the case.
360, look right at him. There you go, buddy. Look right at him. Go laser the other dude.
Okay, wait a minute. Didn't he pop a UAV earlier that would have told him that he was up here? I'm 90% confident he had a UAV that said that there was a guy up there.
Hit him in the chest. Headshot. No watch.
Okay. Let's just pretend this guy doesn't know what he's doing. Let's just keep on.
Here, watch.
I didn't see him look at anybody, did you guys?
He even kind of aims at him right there.
Oh, if he had walls, why wouldn't I have seen the guy dropping into the AO there?
He's gonna go grab another UAV.
Like, guys, do you see the logical inconsistencies in this argument? I think I can stop this video here because you've already seen all the inconsistencies. There's nothing concrete here. When you accuse someone of cheating, there's this thing called a burden of proof. If you are trying to prove something, you have to actually prove it. You can't just throw things out and say, well, can he prove that he's not cheating? No, guys, I teach debate, okay, for a living. You have to actually prove it true to accuse someone. That's how this works, okay? That is how this works. That's how arguments work. And so you have to actually prove it without a doubt that he's cheating. Now, are there plenty of people who probably cheat in the game and get away with it? I'm sure of it. But the way to solve the problem is not to accuse people who do it for a living without concrete proof, because that's defamation. And it's also lazy, and it's just bad argumentation. And the country already has enough of that. We don't need more of it in the Call of Duty community, okay? Let's move to the next clip. All right, guys, the next clip that we're going to look at is ZLaner, who is a famous target for whatever reason by Headband and, of course, Triple B. I'm going to explain to you why there's a lot of details that are not given and potential arguments for what is going on here. Before I even play the video, guys, I can actually see this UAV up. So that's one thing that we have to keep in mind. There's already a UAV up in this clip. And so the title of the video says wall hack the side. You should lose credibility when you do this because he has a UAV up. I don't understand how this is wall hacks the side.
Clips back, and now I'm going to tell you exactly what I think about this. His old aimbot is different than his newer aimbot.
Okay. I actually know what Headband's going to do before I even play this portion. Headband doesn't realize that there's a difference between affected and independent on the FOV aim assist, or not aim assist, aim down sight setting. So console players, this is number 3 that I was talking about. A lot of you don't realize that there are 2 FOV settings. There's the actual FOV, which affects your visual recoil. So if I'm on 80 FOV, I'm going to get significantly more visual recoil. Sorry, console players. If I'm on 120 FOV, I'm going to get very minimal. Well, there's a setting that actually determines that a little bit more and fine-tunes it, which I'm going to show you after we get through this clip. Headband here is going to claim that there's a new aimbot that ZLaner has. ZLaner's not using aimbot. He's using the Kilo, which has the least amount of recoil ever. In addition to the fact that he's a skilled player and he's on 120 FOV or 110, whatever he's on a higher FOV, he's going to have no recoil. And so we're going to break down Headband's argument here for why he thinks he's using aimbot. But notice that in the description it says, or in the title it says, wall hack the side, the aimbot is clear. But there's a UAV up, so a lot of this stuff isn't making sense where you can claim that someone's using walls but they have a UAV. So let's get into it.
The clips are cut so you can see the aim, and it's cut so I can compare it to other things. And I want those clean clips to be a part of this video. This is an important one that people need to see. Let's dive into it. I'm going to start playing these clips back, and now I'm going to tell you exactly what I think about this. His old aimbot is different than his newer aimbot. Check it out.
The guys we just killed, yep, he's landing in.
Okay, first of all, before I even hear Headband's analysis, I think there's nothing sus about that at all. If you remember the old Kilo, you remember that it really hit like that. And I think there's a reason he waited to post this for so long is because he thought maybe people would forget about how good the Kilo was. We didn't forget.
So what you're going to see in this one is him going to try to find the player. He's looking around for him, and then boom, his aim snaps perfectly onto him. But you can see him moving his aim around off the player, and until he starts firing or he engages his toggle. Those are the two things that
Okay. Hang on. ZLaner didn't snap to him at all. He was trying to find him in the air. He sees him in the air. He has UAV. He hears enemy drop into the AO. He sees the shoot right in front of him. Let's watch this again.
be potentially doing here, because either are possible with cheats. Okay, you can either toggle your aimbot, or you can set your aimbot so that it starts snapping on your first couple bullets. So both of those are available options that he is definitely using here. Check this.
How can you say that it's a possibility or an available option, but that he's definitely using them?
Out, watch him try to track, and then watch the snap occur.
All right. So I'm just going to be honest, guys. These are easy shots with the kilo. When someone pulls their shoot, I think most people know that that's an easy time to fry. And that's why you don't want to just fly in with your shoot somewhere, right? This guy's just floating in a straight line. All ZLaner has to do is aim just a little bit in front, and the aim assist is going to help so much there that it's just going to be easy shots. Like, these are, for a player of ZLaner's caliber, these are just easy shots. And HEADDBAND even says he thinks that ZLaner is a player of high caliber who uses cheats. So if he's a player of high caliber, why would he even need to use aimbot on the kilo? What? On the kilo? Brother, that thing doesn't move. We don't need to be using aimbot on the kilo. Like, come on. You guys have to think through this very carefully, because HEADDBAND, he just presents one or two situations as the only situation. And while it's always possible that someone is secretly using cheats, there's a clear explanation here, guys. You have to prove it without a doubt. That's how this works. That's how it works. How are we in an age where everyone's talking about science and getting vaccinated, but people are falling for stuff like this, guys? Come on. We got to do better than that. And you're going to find that HEADDBAND tries to trim a clip right to a point where he can take advantage of it. He's going to slow it down, and he's going to make it look as sus as possible. And he's going to look disappointed, like he just dropped that popsicle that's on his wall and it splattered all over his floor. Like, that's what he's trying to do, guys. But that's not how argumentation works. It's not. You've got to prove it. And the only thing that this proves to me is that a lot of people did not know how to use the kilo effectively, or were apparently not good enough to wield a weapon with zero recoil. I'm sorry to say it, but it's true. Someone had to. All right, guys. So I'm going to queue in a custom match of Rust just to show you what console players don't know about playing on PC. I first made the switch to PC in this past summer, and I was amazed at how clean and easy it was to play on PC, okay? And the reality is that there are a few settings on PC that make aiming look a little bit cleaner. So I'm going to show you what those are. The first setting is the actual FOV. The actual FOV is going to determine what you can see, and then within that, there's a setting called affected. I'm going to show you what it looks like to first aim down with affected, which means that your aim down sight is actually scaled to your FOV. Okay, notice the M4 doesn't move at all on 110, okay? I'm going to move my FOV up to 120. It's a little bit scaled, right? I appear to be moving faster, guys. A lot of you don't realize this is why guys like Biffle and Jowo, maybe they look like they're running faster. They're not actually running faster. It just looks that way because they're FOV. So let's look at 120. Look, the gun doesn't move at all. It doesn't move at all. I'm not even controlling the recoil. The gun just doesn't move at all, right? Doesn't move at all. I'm going to show you again. Once again, this is affected FOV setting. So console players, you guys can't use this. That's why I'm not signaling you out. So a lot of you have said, why can they beam with SMGs from so far away? It's because it doesn't actually have recoil, okay? Okay. So once again, those are the two settings. Field of view and ADS field of view. This is affected where it says aiming down sight zooms to a value closer to field of view setting, so it's harder to hit targets because they appear farther away. Let's go to independent and see what happens, okay? All right, so you can see how the movement looks cleaner, right? Independent. Okay, it's a little bit more recoil. Let's put on a gun like the. Let's put on a gun with more recoil like the AMAX. Okay. So this is gonna be on 120. This is 120. Look, guys, it actually still doesn't have any really recoil on PC. Okay, because of the field of view. Let's go to independent 80. Let's go to independent 80. Look how much slower that looks, okay? I can barely... Look, I can't even see anything. Look at this. Guys, you wonder why, but imagine 60 FPS, too. I can barely see a thing, dude. This looks so zoomed in. Okay. I guess this point is irrelevant because I'm actually feeling this out and the AMAX still doesn't have any recoil. Okay. That's kind of awkward because I actually thought I was going to get somewhere. But let me show you affected 120. Okay. Also, look how different that feels. You guys are wondering why PC players can do the things they can do. It's a mixture of skill and good equipment. Okay, guys? It's not cheating. Did you see how zoomed in I was there? Look, I can actually have angles at the... Look, that thing doesn't have any recoil. Okay? It just doesn't have any recoil at all. Alright, the last thing, guys, that I want to do is break down a 14 kill dub that I got in Rebirth with the Kar 98 and the AK. I honestly wasn't even playing really well through parts of it, but I just want to show you what I've been able to do in a limited amount of time. So that, guys, instead of accusing people of cheating and like reveling on that content, you can just get better, okay? Let's take a look at this. I'm just going to skip ahead. So I got one kill with the heli, guys. A lot of good players, to get high kills, they use vehicles. So a lot of people that aren't getting high kills, I feel like 14 in Rebirth, I mean, it's not like crazy. My PR is 21. So, I mean, I feel like that's a decent game for me. But I usually use heli off the rip. So if you're struggling, you can do that. You can see sort of what I did here. I'm just chasing people down to get heli kills. And I recommend doing that. And the thing is, you just want to tilt the heli so that the blades go at the person. I think that's common sense. We're going to skip through this portion. And we're just going to watch. Okay, so the number one thing you guys should do if you want to get better at the game, and what a lot of streamers do all the time, is play by yourself. Go in Rebirth Island. I queued in with 3 buddies from high school, and I just played by myself. They were at bio looting up, getting loadouts. I'm just playing by myself with ground loot to get as many kills as I can, okay? So I hear someone above me, so I just throw that to see if I can get a location on them. I don't see anything, so I keep going. And I see someone right here, right? So I start shooting too early. He challenges, gets killed. Okay. I'm behind this cover, guys, because when I have him on UAV because I killed his teammate. So once I get a read on what he's doing, then I'm going to make my move, okay? I have a funny face here, but that's what I'm doing, is I'm trying to read what the next player is doing because I'm focused on getting as many kills as I can. So I'm actually going to, a lot of people don't do this, guys. You want to actually change positions because most players will just aim down sight. They'll still think you're there. So I'm going to climb up the ladder and use map knowledge to my advantage, which a lot of streamers do. I got to get up on this dude. Hopefully he's bad. I think he is. Now, how did I know he was bad? I knew he was bad because his teammates were all grouped on top of each other and they're kind of in the middle of nowhere. And they're not really doing anything. So I get the feeling that they're not great players, and that means I'm going to challenge them even if it's a 1v2 straight up. So I see a player here. Okay, he didn't see it coming. We're good. I keep shooting because I expect him to ego challenge. A lot of people ego challenge, so I'm just going to empty the clip till I down him. If I didn't do that, I would have had to play it a little differently, and it would have been difficult because there are 2 players in there, and I know that because I saw in the UAV earlier that there were 2 players out there, and I saw that that dude's a different skin the guy I just looked at. Guys, a lot of being good and better at the game is just knowing what skins to look for when you're fighting multiple guys in the same team. and just trying to think your way through it as well as using movement and aim. Oh!
You're lucky, bitch.
I'm lucky? I just think you're bad, son.
Well, I just got,
Where the hell did you just get?
like, south.
You got
Okay, so I saw a guy in the air floating back, so I keep that in mind, right? And I'm going to change position again so that they're caught off guard.
Oh, it's nice.
you got punched.
Definitely did not get punched.
I hear a player over here, so I'm just going to keep going.
It's
South, it's going 95.
Enemy soldier incoming.
Ground loot C58 is beautiful, man. And that's all there is to it. So now we're going to skip to another portion because I got the 5 kills here and then I believe I died after that. So we're just going to pick it up. There's no point in watching me die and try to regain. I'm just going to land by. I'll get my loadout. So we'll skip ahead to another portion where there's actually something to watch. So guys, sadly, in this particular gameplay, I burned a lot of time, and that's what you'll know about streamers, is they're usually super efficient, and that's how they're able to get 40 bombs in high kill games, is because they keep pushing. They don't loot, they don't do anything. I'm playing with buddies who are not like, they're just trying to get a win, right? So we're just trying to get a win, and I'm just sniping right now. But if I was trying to break PR, I'd be pushing like crazy. So let's see what happens in this. I have a buddy that's knocked on the roof here. Oh, he jumped?
I don't know why I landed up there.
I got him.
I'll come back. See, I'll come back.
Okay, so right there, before I actually shoot, I'm trying to snake and get a feel. I'm just sitting on a heady trying to find this guy. Is it kind of cheap? I suppose so, man. But when you have the Car 98, that's how you should be doing it.
Back, bitch. Sure you will.
He's trying to hide that he is so... Oh, teammates are pushing. I need help. I need help. I gotta jump off. I gotta jump... Oh, what? Dude, no way. Okay, so I tried to retreat very quickly, and the dude actually sniped me. He sniped me as I was jumping off. I need help, bro. Whoever purple is. So we'll skip ahead to the next part, guys. This can happen, and that's because I sat there for too long. I should have either revived or I should have done something. I gotta thirst that faster so I know that they're coming. I didn't play that fast enough, and I die as a result. Okay, here's the next portion. So the context is that I've been revived and I've flanked around to the bottom half of chemical, and I'm trying to hold the people that are in chemical here. Down one up. So I down a dude with the AK. There's no recoil on it. It's an easy down. He's climbing up the ladder. Top. I get my kill confirmed, but I don't know where the teammates are at. Except I see one right here. I predict that guy is going to ego chow, right? And then that's that. I keep going. The last part of this clip that I'm going to show you is the part where endgame comes in. Now, endgame is a great opportunity to get kills by playing the zones. You want to play aggressive, and then when it gets to endgame, you want to try to control the zones so that you can get some easier kills at the end, and you can obviously clutch the game. So let's see how I play it here. Kind of beat, bro. One landing off. Downed him. That's just an easy snipe. He pulls the shoot. I got a good position over here, actually. So why am I saying that? Because I have cover right here, and I can watch the guy that I see on UAV, and I know a guy jumped here who most likely will have to rotate out. So I know I have a good position, and that's why I'm saying that. It's not because I'm cheating and I know where everybody is. Well, actually, I do because I saw them, right? Like, I don't need wall hacks to do that. I know that there's only 3 other teams, and I know one team is here, one team is here, and it's safe to assume there's no one here. And we know that there's no one at chemical, so the other team is probably over here. It's just using your logical thinking skills, right? It's not cheating. The kid sniping to our right. Over here, over here. I heard him. I heard him. His teammates below, right? So this is the team that jumped over here. Here, teammates over here. Plating. I'm gonna peek this over here because I want to try to get those kills. We got circle. We're good. But I see the pull, so I push back, guys. You don't need to send everything, right? Especially in endgame.
33 meters up. Due west.
Coming to you, Rob. Coming to you, Rob.
Oh. Well,
One's in that little...
Right here.
there's one behind you.
Okay, so now let's just say.
Oh, I'm down. I'm down.
Let's go, baby. Wait. I actually don't even know how I got the kills there. I think I got the snipe on the other dude and it gave me the kill in Storm, maybe? But I actually don't even know how I got 14, but that's a dub, man. So guys, that all to say, it is possible to get better, man. I went from like a terrible KD to being a semi-competent player, and I'm just getting better every time I play. Guys, don't look to accuse someone of cheating instead of just figuring out how they get good at the game, because it's really comprehensible and easy to figure out. And saying that someone has cheats when you don't have proof is disrespectful, it's lazy, and it's not fair to the community. All right, guys, so in conclusion, the reason that guys like BBB and Headband are trying to convince you that everyone's hacking is because it hooks you, the viewers, to their content. It makes you rely upon them and feel some sort of despair about your gameplay, that there's really no hope, and that is going to keep you hooked on their channel. That's going to get them more viewers, it's going to get them more money, and it's going to get them more popularity, which they can then take to build their own community, which they never would be able to have otherwise. That's just the reality. And I'm not a big well-known streamer, and I can see that, man. And I'm just telling you from an average gamer who just plays Warzone, Apex, and all these other games for fun. I play with friends, I play with people I met in the community, I watch a few streams for fun, and I can see that clear as day. Now, where they go from here? Well, if there is an anti-cheat, they can easily claim that there's a conspiracy theory, that streamers are whitelisted, that streamers are still using Cronus, other mods their controller, that they're just getting away with it anyway, that the anti-cheat doesn't work. Those are 5 things that they can do to keep their channel and content going. And I really think that it's dishonest work that they're doing. It's not truly representative of all the different scenarios and situations that could be happening. And it is clear as day that they are just using it to grow their channel and brand. Now, growing your channel and brand, I don't think there's anything essentially wrong with that. You do it as a hobby, you do it as a career. Either of those reasons to do it is fine, but you need to do it based on honest, hard-earned content, not cheap clips that will give the community a laugh at the expense of people who work very hard to entertain and better Call of Duty so that it can be more competitive, it can be more fun. And that's what a lot of these streamers do. You all might not realize it, but Warzone wouldn't have the publicity that it does, and you wouldn't be able to get the skill that you would without YouTube and TikTok and Instagram and all these content creators putting this stuff together for you. As someone who puts together a small amount of content that is not even near the level that some of these other guys do, I already know it's draining, and I could never do it full time. So I just imagine the pressure that goes through to create content. And although the argument that Headband often makes is that these streamers are profiting off of him making these videos because they're getting more views, it's ultimately not good press, because you are committing defamation and you are stating that these guys are not as skilled as they actually are. And bottom line is just disrespectful and untrue. And that's why I had to make this video. And I hope that it actually helps someone and it helps you work on your game, work on your movement, work on your aim. Have fun, guys. Ultimately, this is a game. If you're going to try to do it competitively or for a hobby, you're going to have to work at it. You're going to have to work at it. And if you want to do it for fun, just keep doing you, man. But that's all I have for this video. So thanks for watching. This was truly from my heart. Felt it needed to be made. And I hope that it hit someone and challenged someone in a way that they didn't think it would. And I hope for others it just affirmed them and made them realize that there are good people and streamers, community members in the Call of Duty community. And we all just want to see each other thrive, man. So thanks for watching. Catch me on Twitch if you want to play with me, get to know me. Chat it up, man. I also stream fantasy football and a myriad of other things. But it's been a pleasure doing this video. I hope that it helps someone. Have a good one, man. Go out there and do good, and we'll catch you in the next video. Peace out.